I call
Mr.
the
Chair.
Honourable Nanaya Mahuta.
Mr. Chair, I'm pleased to be able to offer some comments and continue to endorse Labour's support for the bill. I also want to acknowledge the efforts of the people at Takahanga Marae in Kaikoura, who have not only opened the doors of the marae but also their hearts to ensure that people who are stranded in Kaikoura can be well cared for. And you know, it's that voluntary spirit that we need to really ensure is kept alive when we think about the dock estate, because the dock estate, and I've heard the Minister say many times in the House, is able to function well because of the voluntary effort and contribution of a whole lot of groups and organisations throughout the country to ensure we can preserve the biodiversity, the wildlife and the quality of what we have to offer within the estate. So it does concern me why the Minister hasn't taken a call with regards to David Parker's SOP around fish and game rangers being able to collect date of birth details for prosecution purposes. It seems to me very straightforward, because the bill so much amplifies the extension of powers for dock rangers to seize evidential material, to intervene and prevent offending where it occurs, to be able to stop people if they believe there is enough evidence that they've been conducting something that is, like taking wildlife, lizards and the like. I'm concerned that while the Select Committee considered at length the submission by Fish and Game, there was not, I guess, a common thought that more could be done in this space. So I commend our colleague David Parker for putting the SOP up. It would be good for the Minister to take a call and clarify why the simple collection of date of birth details is not something that she would recommend as an inclusion into the bill. For people listening to the debate, they would see it as a simple and straightforward amendment that doesn't supersede the powers of honorary fish and game rangers, but actually helps to support the work of dock rangers in ensuring that we don't have people taking wildlife from our estate illegally. I mentioned previously in the debate that it was quite sad to see at the border the many ways in which people smuggled New Zealand species out of the country, and also tried to get things into the country. So we need as many hands on deck as possible to be able to ensure that this work can be done in a constructive way. Probably the question, Minister, if I could again urge you to take a call on SOP 243, is collecting date of birth details only helps to support the objective of the bill. It doesn't divert from the intent. In fact, it only supports the objective of the bill. It is a very straightforward inclusion. It doesn't extend the ability of honorary fish and game rangers beyond what the committee had intended when it looked at the powers that were able to be extended to dock rangers, but also those with a statutory ability to enforce. And to some extent, it doesn't even, in my looking at it, contravene some of the aspects of the Search and Surveillance Act that were also considered in conjunction with the bill. So, Minister, it's really important that the House at this stage of the bill gets a clear response from you. You have been very passionate, Minister, in advocating for the small but useful amendments to the Wildlife Act that will help protect the biodiversity that exists within our dock estate. So taking a call on this would only aid clarity around the purpose of the bill and ensuring that everybody who is tasked with being able to support the role of dock rangers can carry out those roles effectively.